Well, good morning. It's Saturday. Looks like the sun's beginning to break through either the clouds or high mist or something, which is going to be a welcome thing today. We've had a few days here in South Wales now where it's been a bit grey and damp and grim, and I like the cooler weather, but I'm missing the sunshine, it has to be said. Even if I'm not out in it, because I burn so easily, it just lifts my mood, my spirits as I'm working and so on. This is a different watercolour drawing to the one I was doing yesterday. That one I may go back to, I may not. This one I want to work on because yesterday I had, quite late in the day, this 36 tube set of Mijello Mission Gold Class watercolours, and I've spent some time this morning because it was too late last night and my head was too fuzzy after a lack of sleep setting this up. I'm surprised I've actually got this done right because I've got a stinking headache again. But this is the palette. Yeah, you can see it, and it comes like this. So I've clumsily numbered the wells for now until I get used to where the colours are. I've put them in order of the spectrum, so we've got yellows to blues and blues to greens, and then the neutrals here, so those. And I've made two colour charts. One of them is this, and I absolutely have to say I love these colours. My instincts or my memory was right. I love tube colours far more than pans. Pans are convenient, I suppose, because they dry, they don't, you know, whatever. But the tubes have just so much more pigment in them, or perhaps it's because, most probably, I say more pigment, it's easier to pick them up for me. And there are some beautiful, beautiful colours in here. This one is crazy. It's called Bright Opera, and it's actually quite fluorescent pink. I've never seen a watercolour like that, which isn't saying much because I've never really dug and delved into all the different watercolours that are available. But a couple of others that are new to me or that I haven't really appreciated before. It's this one here, which is Van Dyke Green. It's a lovely greyish green. It's just beautiful. I also like these yellow green and greenish yellows here. The greenish yellow especially is a really interesting colour. I made a couple of mistakes with putting the colours in the wrong place, but I've relabelled them. This light red is lovely, as is the burnt umber. Peacock blue is lovely. It's a beautiful tealy greeny blue. Indigo is surprising because it's almost a grey, as is the sepia. The sepia is a warm grey. The indigo is blue, blue-grey, blue-black. I'm used to having indigo that's got a bit more blue in it, but that's not an issue because that's what mixing colours is about. But they are just beautiful, beautiful colours. And of course, I made these that, oops, go like that, so you can see, I can see what colours are where, hopefully, and numbered them. Again, I got a couple, the same ones muddled up, but that's okay. But beautiful, 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 beautiful colours. And I'm so looking forward to using them, the vibrancy. They are just lush. I have to say that, they are just lush. I'm missing a gamboge, which is, I said, was my favourite, but that's okay. I can work around it, one of my favourites. But they are really lovely. This olive green is really nice as well. Unusual colour. I've not come across an olive green really before in watercolours. Another media, yes. But they are absolutely lovely, and even when they dry back, they don't lose that vibrancy. And this is only all media sketchbook paper. It's not even watercolour paper. It's not bright, bright white either. So I'm chuffed to bits with them, and I am really, really looking forward to using them on something, which is why I have dug this out. Now then, this is a huge palette, so it's going to cause me all kinds of problems here. I'm shuffling stuff around. I'm not very well organised today because of headache, but I am going to pop my palette over here. I think that'll work, and the book over here, put my glasses on. The headache will pass. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I need some tissue just to block things up. And I did start colouring this in. These are the Cotman watercolours from Winsor & Newton, and I better make this clear before I go any further today. I'm not paid, sponsored, gifted products in any kind of way. I've bought all of these with my own money, and my opinions are entirely my own. And so as I've said, I've forgotten how much I absolutely loved. I'm going to put my palette colours where I can see them so I can pick them up. I'm not really interested in the names, I'm more interested in the colours. But the names are useful so that when I come to refill these, because again, these little pots, because the watercolours in tubes can happily dry. And this is so intense, the colours. They're just so beautiful to work with. Really, really are. Such a tiny little amount is needed to bring so much colour. I'm intrigued to see the difference on this kind of paper, to see if they're more intense as they dry, because I did work with quite saturated, high concentration, low water of the Cotman colours here, to see the difference it would make, because I found that if I put a drop of water on the dry pans and left it, it was easier to pick up a lot more of the paint. Obviously this is here, we're working a bit differently, aren't we? I'm going to put some down here and add some water, so I've got some ready done there. I don't need too much because I'm only doing little areas, and if I made a big puddle it would dry out anyway by the time I got there. But let's have a look here, put some of that. And I'm adding a fair amount of water here, and yet the colour is still really bright and vibrant. And said this isn't even watercolour paper. It's dried back here, but it's still lovely. I do have to say that. And I am using this beautiful golden colour as it appears. So it's all quite exciting here. And I could use a little bit of the orange just to add some shadow, some darker tones over there. I'm no expert watercolourist, that's for sure. And I do dabble with them, and I don't feel that sense of almost disappointment. I've loved some of the sets I've bought until I start working with them. Now I do want to add some shadow here, and trick to creating shadow colours is to use the complementary colour, just a little tad of, just a little bit of it. And the complementary colour of yellow is purple. It will add some shadows. I must probably added just a bit too much there, but it's okay. And I'm hoping, I know that what I learn from this is something I can transfer to digital art. I did get work done yesterday. I got the templates that I'd drawn the day before scanned in and edited and so on. And I got 2 more drawn yesterday. So I've now got a total of 10 out of 31 done. Obviously that all depends on approval from the editorial team, which is fine. But I was really doubting. Got hair there. I really was doubting whether I'd gone right, whether the templates I'd drawn were too bare and just not right in me. I was doubting my ability there. So I thought yesterday evening, while I was waiting for the delivery, because yeah, it was late, Amazon was really late last night, that this is lush. The colours are so beautiful. I will be sticking with Mission Gold for the foreseeable future, that's for sure. And in the future, I will need to get, I think I may need to, or will think about getting a small portable palette so that I can, your tin, you know, that I can take with me. I'm trying to choose colours that are similar to the ones I used already. But yeah, so brain wandering off, you playing with colour, going, oh my god, look at that colour. What colour? I did use some purple as well. There's only one real purple in here, but I'm not bothered. I've got to learn how to colour mix. I really need to start to get to grips with all of this, I think. So I was doubting what I'd created, and I thought, oh, this is, you know, because they weren't as highly ornate and detailed perhaps as I'm used to. And when I do personal art, I do draw things that are very ornate and detailed, if you hadn't noticed. And so I was thinking, oh gosh. So I thought, right, let's try colouring one in and see what it looks like when it's coloured. And boy, does colour make all the difference. I know that, but it will, I hope, help me to gosh, that is so they're just so intense so quickly. These are going to be an absolute joy to work with, even for me. Right, so I breathed a sigh of relief and thought, oh gosh, this is going to work. So and I actually really enjoyed that, just sitting there and enjoying colouring. It's not something, I say it's not something I do often, of course I do, but it's not something I often do when it comes to my colouring pages and so on. So that has given me a bit of a boost in confidence that I'm on the right track and that these are going to work nicely. Doesn't mean that I won't be doing ones that are more like me, but I just thought if I can get some of these slightly different ones out the way, then we'll see how it goes. So, but mine's ticking over other things, so it is something I will turn to and work with. And so on. So, and also really good practice for me in using colour digitally as well. I'm actually really quite pleased with it. Not that I'm going to show you, but yeah. And I think this is making me with this here and the joy I'm having, or pleasure I'm having, in working with watercolours. I'm nearly out of toner for my laser printer, so that means that I may just look at getting an inkjet printer, one of the Epson ones that has what is the more modern equivalent of Durabright ink in, so that I can print on all kinds of paper. Laser printers are great, they're fast, relatively cheap, but useless if you want to print out on different papers, because obviously I draw on paper that isn't suitable necessarily for watercolour and so on. Just looking here to see how these are just drying back. Bit of layering here. That purple makes a really lovely grungy colour with that orangey yellow, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Happy. I can smile. So so that was something that was really nice for me yesterday, and this today to discover. I've got this blue here and I don't know what I'm doing with it. This is one of my most favourite colours. In this set it's called Peacock Blue. Can't remember what it's called in Cotman, but it's a lovely sort of almost tealy colour. It's blue with a hint of green. And I may just try. Okay, let's have a look. Just a hint of this Van Dyke green on it. See what happens, because I think they'll work nicely together. Yeah, they do. This Van Dyke green has really wowed me, which is odd. And the other thing that surprised me about these colours is how much I like the browns. I've never really been much of a brown girl, I suppose, and yet I seem to be using browns and neutrals far more than ever before. So yeah, so new watercolours, tubes, beautiful, beautiful colours. In your face, some of them, but absolutely gorgeous. They're working well here. They're not dissimilar, I suppose, once they've dried back. I don't know. They do seem to be that bit more vibrant, but that may just be because it's easier for me to get a concentrated form of pigment. I don't know for sure. It's the honest answer here. So lots of nice stuff happening. So I'm a happy bunny. Lots to play with, and I think the pleasure of these paints is that they will encourage me to learn more, I think, and to experiment more, because they are a joy to work with. I don't want to say the other paints aren't a joy. I suppose they are, but they're frustrating as well. Because they just don't seem to work well for me, the pans. It may be that part of it is I just don't like making a mess of my palettes. I get really frustrated when I see watch videos by other artists and they're quite happily throwing colour on one or over the pans or letting it overspill and so on. That drives me crazy. I don't know why. Because I'm not particularly, a neat freak or a tidy freak, but I like to keep things distinctly separate. Well, that's going to happen around here somehow. How, I don't know, because I've overspilled things. But knowing me, I'll just be cleaning this up on a regular basis, because that's what I do. I know. I think I'm just scared of ending up with a right royal mess that just won't work for me. I end up making such a mess that things have to be disposed of, and that really irritates me. This is just so lovely. So yeah, so I definitely will want to spend time playing with watercolour and learning more about colour and colour mixing and so on going forward, because I think it's going to be something that's going to be really important for me to do. I don't know why, I just have a feeling in my water. I've forgotten so much that I've tried over the years and done. Really have. Some of this orange. But I've forgotten a lot of what I've done in the past. Sometimes I see artwork I've done and it kind of sparks a memory in me. And I think, oh yeah, I remember doing that. But I don't know how I've forgotten about my love of tube watercolours. It's beyond me. Okay. Some indigo in there because I can. So it's going to be a long learning process, and I think with art you never ever, well, I don't feel I've ever stopped learning. I don't think you do. Every time I work, you work creatively, you learn something new. So there we are. So I'm going to leave that here because I don't think long videos are the way to go. This is about 22 minutes long. I've blathered on and you've seen me add some colour, so let me just move that over. So I'm going to carry on with this perhaps for a while the headache lifts, need some more tea, and see where it goes. I'm going to hunt out I'll think about hunting out a travel palette, because I'm not one really for wanting to watercolour outdoors. I prefer to have everything that I need at hand. But I'm wittering again. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for sticking through the video. If you've enjoyed what you've seen and heard, think about giving me a thumbs up so I get some feedback, or leave me a comment to make suggestions, or anything else. Consider subscribing to the channel if you'd like to see more. And other than that, just look after yourselves, keep safe, keep well, and take time out to be creative and enjoy yourselves. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.